Well, my name is Eller, and I'm here to say recording a podcast live is okay. Go, Steve.
When two friends talk into a mic, everyone listens and gives it a like.
I'm here to say this horror is scary, and if you don't like it, go fuck my friend Larry.
Oh.
He really needs love
He does.
now.
Oh, poor Larry.
He's a lonely guy. Larry, we call him Lonely Larry.
Lonely Larry. He wears a leisure suit, but he doesn't get laid, so can't call him Leisure Suit Larry.
Worst game of all time.
Yeah, stupid. It's terrible.
We call this podcast Dead and Lovely. And thank you guys so much for listening here. You are listening to your absolute favorite horror movie podcast in all the known multiverse. Here with your host with the most. Here recording our second ever live episode. High five. What?
You guys heard that high five, I bet.
It's me, old Uncle Ben, and my main man, Appalachian Steve.
Woo!
East Coast Steve.
East Coast Steve.
So how's it feel being a Crip now, Steve?
Well, you know, I had to switch teams. I was selling crack, slanging it, as we like to say.
Slinging, yeah.
And this was the early 90s. I've also traveled through time recently.
Sure, yeah.
I was slinging crack back in the early 90s. And Ice Cube just got mad at me. Told me to get out.
So now you East Coast.
He said, I don't want to see you this Friday or next Friday or the Friday after next. Yeah.
Did the Latin Kings not want to have much to do with you?
No.
That's too bad.
It is sad.
They need to diversify.
They really do. I think maybe I'll join MS-13.
Oh, I'd be so sick.
Yeah, get to cut someone's dick off and shove it in their face.
I don't know any other podcast out there that has like known MS-13 members in it.
I don't either.
That might be our thing.
Well, hey, if we could get like our own type of Conan.
Yeah.
Remember? Conan in the NWO Wolfpack.
Oh,
right. Arriba la raza.
I've been listening to this podcast, Dead and Lovely, lately. It's this MS-13 guy and this guy that used to be homeschooled, and they talk about scary movies.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty tight.
The guy who was homeschooled scares me, though.
Steve, how you been lately here in the great state of Tennessee, over here in your birthland, the home of your heart?
It's been pretty nice. It's really it's much prettier here than it is in LA.
Okay, now prettier look-wise or weather-wise?
Look-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weather
It's been cold.
It's been cold. And the day that we left LA, and this is not typical, but it was 103 degrees that day.
God diggity damn, what?
That's very strange, especially for October.
Woof. Ugh.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Here
I'm glad
it's been
we missed that.
Cold. It's been damn 40 degrees or something.
I know. I've had to wear a hooded sweatshirt. It's a blue hooded sweatshirt, everyone. It's not white.
Crip.
Oh, right. I forgot. I'm a Crip.
Yeah, you're a Crip now.
Uh-huh.
That's cool, man. I've enjoyed doing these live episodes. It's a good old time. I do wish that my sinuses were not on fire, though, right now. I'm getting my traditional yearly sinus infection early this year, which I'm going to consider kind of a gift. I usually get it right around the Christmas season.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's the worst gift to get. I hate the fucking sinus pain problem.
Yeah, it's constant.
Yeah.
Coming out here, coming from such hot weather to cold weather has been torturous, and it's like your head is a creaky floor in a house, like just constantly expanding and contracting. Yeah. But it doesn't get to have those nice loud pops.
No, it does not at all.
Pain.
It's terrible. Pain. And I don't know, how it is where you listeners are living at, but in Tennessee, the seasons do not do a graceful change. It is like literally one day it's summer and then the next day is fall and then the next day is winter. It's super hardcore. So usually around this time of year I'm getting like splitting sinus headaches and all kinds of stuff just from the sudden changes. So right now, I'm getting my sinus it feels like I snorted bleach or something. It's terrible.
Oh, yeah. You didn't do that
this time
on purpose.
Not on purpose.
I mean, keeps the head clean.
So how you been? You been watching anything cool lately?
Yeah. Just over the Halloween times.
Yeah.
I was watching, they had on FXX, a Treehouse of Horror marathon.
The Simpsons, it's known
The Simpsons, yeah, and it really reminded me, just first off, how awesome The Simpsons.
That's a new show, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brand new.
I thought so.
Just came out.
They're gonna make something of themselves.
I don't know.
Time will tell.
It seems like everything they do, South Park did it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, just how The Simpsons still holds up. Even
Does it?
Yeah, even if you watch. Yeah, I mean, I would say The Simpsons' golden era is season 3 to season 9. Most people would say.
Yep.
But I think even if you watch in the first couple of seasons, there are still a lot of episodes that are just perfect. Just great, hilarious stuff. And 3 to 9, every single episode is awesome.
That's a show I'm wildly deficient in, where it's like, I remember, like, goddamn, when did The Simpsons start? When we were fucking
89, I believe.
89. Okay, so I was 5 when it started.
Uh-huh.
And I remember when it started, it just being like this kind of shocking thing that it was a cartoon that came on at like 8 o'clock.
Yeah. And
like,
a kid said damn in it.
Yeah.
And hell.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I totally did not get to watch that. I was not allowed to watch that because it was just like, I could tell my mom just thought Bart Simpson was the worst.
Well, and she didn't want to hear those terrible, terrible words.
Naughty words.
Eat my shorts.
Eat my shorts?
Oh.
No.
Don't have a cow, Mom.
Everybody has told me a million times that I gotta watch The Shining and stuff like that, though. Mm-hmm. Which is their Shining kind of tribute episode, right?
Well, it's just a segment in one of the Treehouse of Horrors, yeah. But it's really funny.
Are the Treehouse of Horrors like anthology?
Yeah, they're usually 3 to 4 stories. It's, Halloween stuff themed towards, a lot of different horror tales. One of them, Groundskeeper Willie, is a Freddy Krueger type.
Oh, type? Mm-hmm. Scary Terry.
Scary Terry. Mm-hmm. Bitch. Yeah. But yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, that's one of those shows that like I've just always known I need to check out. Big part of history. I have a feeling it'll be kind of like how I'm watching through Seinfeld and stuff right now, and I'm like, God damn, where's this been my whole life?
Yeah, it will be. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, because I mean, I would say because The Simpsons don't have a consistent story,
right?
You could skip straight to season 3 because first 2 seasons do have some slow stuff and some stuff that's not as funny, but I don't think even if you start at episode 1 of season 1 that you would be like, I don't like this.
Yeah. Speaking of a modern, wholesome TV family, I've been watching The Blackish lately.
Yeah?
It's on the Hulus.
Yeah, I have not seen it. Is it really good?
It's highly enjoyable.
I've heard that.
It's very good, man. It's like, it's a... it's a sitcom. It's kind of got cheesy sitcom isms, but what the fuck is wrong with that?
Not a problem.
Yeah, it's like, I don't have to work every fucking cell in my brain every second of the day all the time. Sometimes it's nice just to watch something that's funny that I don't have to work too hard for. But actually, with Blackish, man, like, they kind of tackle some issues.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, but it's not like... I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's like a lot of the issues and stuff that they talk about in the show are like racial injustice issues and stuff like that. But it doesn't come across as like a fucking whiny, annoying...
It's not preachy.
Triggered social justice warrior kind of way. Yeah, it's just very real. Like, hey, look, this is how it is.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? Kind of thing. But the family dynamic and stuff is really good. There's some really funny shit in there. I'm enjoying it. I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I mean, as long as it's not turn your brain off Big Bang Theory style, I'll probably like it.
No. Yeah, it's definitely good. What else you seen?
Let's see. I watched Addams Family the other day. You mentioned Addams Family Values when we were listing best horror movie or best Halloween movies.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen either one in a while, so watched Addams Family. It was awesome.
It's so good.
It really is. I haven't seen it since I was a child, and seeing it again was like, this is really cool. This is awesome.
It's so fucking morbid and strange.
It really is. And Raul Julia looks like my friend Eddie.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think he looks like M. Bison from Street Fighter.
He kind of does look like M. Bison from Street Fighter.
That was his last role.
What a fucking disappointment that had to be.
You remember the Street Fighter the movie video game?
No.
Dude,
there was
really?
a video game based on the movie?
Yeah, which was based on the video game.
It's a
real Mobius strip situation.
For real.
Life imitating art, imitating life, imitating
Holy
video games.
Jesus.
Imitating Jean-Claude Van Damme. So it was the Street Fighter the movie video game. It was an arcade game, and then I think they ported it to consoles, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But do you remember how, like, Mortal Kombat, the early ones, they did the animation by taking photographs of people and animating them. So that's what they did for the game. They took fucking photographs of fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia punching each other, and those were the animated sprites of the characters.
Jesus Christ.
It is not good.
Are you kidding me?
I know.
Not?
Hard to believe.
All the good things I've heard about it over the years,
Lies.
such as just now when I heard it existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All fake news.
Holy shit.
Holy fake news, Bateman.
Man.
That's Bateman.
That's
Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman. If he became a superhero. If I hung out with Jason Bateman, I'd have a lot of Arrested Development questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I would understand why he wouldn't want to hang out with me anymore.
Oh.
Because of all the Arrested Development questions.
I think you also went and saw it in the theaters.
I did. I took my niece, my 12-year-old niece.
My niece.
To go see it. Yeah. First off, didn't know if they would let us in.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Strange man taking a 12-year-old in to see an R-rated movie.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And I did have her, as we were in there, say, I don't know who this man is.
Did you have her write helping me, like, on her palms, and she showed it to strangers?
Yeah, and the lady behind the counter was just like, enjoy your movie.
Goodbye.
No, I took her to see it, and she has never really seen a lot of horror movies. And so I was a little worried. I told her walking in, I was like, hey, if you get scared, we can leave. I've seen this. No big deal.
Yeah.
She did not get scared.
Okay, damn, hard ass.
I mean, she did. She said some of the parts of it were certainly scary.
Sure.
And she was emotionally affected by Georgie dying. She had a little tear.
Bless her heart.
Which makes sense.
He got his fucking arm torn off.
He did. It's fucking scary. And he's like crawling in the rain.
Your arm's off.
Your arm's off.
No, it isn't.
No, it isn't. So, and she also laughed a lot. She loved Finn Wolfhard.
Who fucking wouldn't?
Yeah, it's so funny. But yeah, I was surprised because it seems like one of those movies that would really scar you if you had not really seen many horror movies.
You know what, though? I think it's the kind of thing where I think that's totally a generational thing where, like we talked about on our episode, it's like so many people in our age group have grown up just mortified of clowns.
Yeah.
Because when we were kids, clowns were like marketed really hard towards us. Bozo, fucking Ronald McDonald, like...
Yeah, like you should like these.
Yeah, for some reason clowns were like kind of in vogue, and I don't fucking understand why, because I don't recall any kid ever our age being like, clowns are the sickest, dude, sick, clowns.
No, I've never met a single person my age who's like, you know what I love? Fucking clowns.
But like kids her age, and she's fucking 12, she was born in 2005, and it's like, okay, there's barely even been her whole life she's even known that Ronald McDonald was a fucking sham selling poison food.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like she's not really grown up in that you should trust clowns age. So a clown doesn't really hit somebody in her age group as hard as it did us. Because our whole age, clowns are like, they're selling you food and giving you kids shows and yada
You're
yada.
supposed to like them.
Yeah, exactly. So
we don't want to think about what you actually like. You enjoy this.
Yeah, this.
Oh shit, that's why clowns are scary. It's adults forcing you to try to like something, like to fucking like it.
Yeah, deal with it.
Yeah, I don't want.
So what did you think about it the second time around?
I liked it a lot
really
better.
Loved it.
I liked it well the first time, but the first time I had a little problem with the way that Bev becomes basically just an object at the end, like they have to go save her.
The princess, yeah.
I had a problem with that, but then I realized this time around that she had just essentially almost killed her rapist father.
She whipped the shit out of her dad.
So her story was basically over. She overcame the thing she was afraid of.
It got the jump on her. After she'd done that stuff, so it's kind of like wasn't even really that fair.
Yeah, and she also says, "I'm not afraid of you."
Yeah,
and she's not. She's not afraid of him. So her story was over. So I don't feel like it was a big deal.
She does such an incredible job in that flick, man.
Yeah, really good.
All the kids fucking kill it.
Yeah, they did such a better job of casting.
Yeah. I definitely want to watch it again. I wanted to see it in theaters again. I guess It's still in theaters for probably at least another couple of weeks.
Oh
I would
yeah,
imagine.
it's a huge movie.
Yeah, I think it's the biggest grossing R-rated movie ever. If I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. I'm not positive on that,
I
but I
want to say
believe
it'd be
it is.
Deadpool if I'm not mistaken, or maybe
Yes.
even just for opening weekend or something.
Maybe just opening weekend.
Yeah. So I definitely want to watch it again, man. Now I've also been watching through, and I actually just finished it the other night. I finished Stranger Things season 2.
Oh shit! I haven't seen nary an episode.
You haven't watched any of it.
Yeah, and that'll sound like I'm a pure asshole because this comes out in 2 weeks, but it did just come out a couple of days ago.
100% pure asshole.
Mm-hmm. I will be watching it probably when we get back to LA, but
Cool.
for right now, been spending a lot of time with family and friends.
Oh, you're too fucking good for Netflix, I guess. Netflix
Apparently.
isn't your friend. I suppose.
Netflix did send me an email, and they were like, "Hey, what's going on?"
I
Like,
thought we were cool.
yeah. Do you miss me? I miss you.
Haven't heard from you in a while. It's pretty badass. I really enjoy it. I'm not gonna spoil nothing right now.
Okay, good.
I'd like to do a whole episode about it at some point, just to talk about.
100% on board with
what we
that.
think
Stranger
about
Things is a great show.
It is, and I really did enjoy the second season very, very much. As I've mentioned on other episodes of our show, like I'm a huge sucker for world building. You know, like the first Harry Potter, the fucking first Jurassic Park, like whatever. Anything where we're establishing the characters, the rules, and all that kind of thing. I'm a real sucker for that sort of thing. So the first season will always be
Perfect.
turbo. Yeah, it'll always be turbo special because you didn't know what you were getting into.
Yeah.
You went into it, you watched it, you loved it. So it's very hard to compare a second season of anything to that.
Yeah.
But I still did really, really enjoy it a lot. Not perfect. There's a couple things about it that I'll critique as we get there. But overall, very, very enjoyable. We'll cover that in its entirety on a future show.
Is it when all the boys had an orgy?
Yeah, they kind of did a little lemon party action.
Oh.
Yeah, you know. A little bit
okay.
of this, a little bit.
So they like go
I'm
into the
against
future
it.
and show them super old and then pounding each other.
Yep. That was a little questionable.
All right.
But you know, the heart wants what it wants. Quote Victor Salva.
Quote Victor Salva. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you, Steve. As we record this, it is just a scant few days after the end of the Halloween season. I know you guys are hearing this. What will this be? Third week in November.
Third week. Yep.
But for us, it's early November, and it's only a few days after Halloween. And you know that's the season of the year where, as we've mentioned, you know we watch horror movies fucking year round.
Year fucking round.
But there's always certain ones that I love to watch during the Halloween season. I'm sure you're the same way too. But of course, there's only so many hours in the day, and I've been so fucking busy the past several weeks. There's a bunch of movies that I wanted to watch this Halloween, but I didn't get around to. Have you had that experience too?
I have. I wanted to watch Addams Family Values.
The second one, which is so good.
I haven't gotten to see it yet. I probably will watch it in the next couple days.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah. I also wanted to watch Halloween 2 because we did the Halloween episode not long ago.
Sure.
And you've talked about Halloween 2 and how, you know.
It's okay.
It's okay and a little disappointing.
Yeah.
I wanted to give it another shot, and I haven't seen it in a long time. See what it was up to.
It's fine. I mean, it's by no means fantastic. It's nowhere close to the original, but it's fine. Did you ever see the Rob Zombie Halloween 2?
Yeah, I saw both of them. Yeah.
Is it any good?
Yes, I think I think if you separate the Rob Zombie Halloween movies from anything you know about the other Halloween movies, I like them. I think especially 2 is supremely brutal.
Really?
Yeah, but again, like it's not Halloween.
Yeah.
It's just it's a separate kill. Like think of it as a separate killer who saw Halloween. Almost.
Okay, right.
Yeah, it's kind of like that to me. Is that if you think of it as somebody who saw Halloween and wanted to sort of recreate that, they're still not. They're not going to be anyone else's cup of tea, I don't think. But I like suburban horror.
Yeah.
I like anything that exposes the filthiness and dirtiness of the suburbs.
So it's not like Carpenter's Halloween 2, which is on like a hospital and shit.
No, it's nothing like that.
Oh, okay.
It's like basically starts, I think, the next year, next Halloween. Yeah, and Jason comes back. Or Jason. Michael Myers. He might as well be Jason.
Come on,
It's not Michael Myers. It's that wrestler who played Tyler Mane.
Oh, really?
Who played him? Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, big dude.
Man, I wanted to watch fucking Ghostbusters 2. I didn't get to watch Ghostbusters 2.
Oh shit! I also did not.
With Vigo the Carpathian. The
Your favorite
Scourge of
Ghostbusters.
Moldavia.
Number 2.
Yeah, you know what? The dumb thing is when I was a kid,
That was your favorite.
I was such a stupid asshole that it was my favorite.
We talked about it. I think I agree. I think it was my favorite as a young man too. Because it's more focused towards kids, I think.
I think so too, because I remember as a kid watching the original, which of course now I find far superior. But I remember watching it and just thinking, it's like, ooh, this looks scummy and dirty and gritty, and like it's not fun and colorful to look at. It's not like the cartoon or something, you know.
Not a lot of wacky ghosts.
Yeah, which I still like Ghostbusters 2. It's by no means close to the original, but I still enjoy it. Wish I would have had time to watch it.
It does have Vigo the Carpathian.
And Janosch.
Janosch.
Bring me a child.
Oh, Janosch. Don't nobody need that.
I didn't get to watch any of the Evil Dead shit this year either.
Holy damn it. I did not even think about that.
Yeah, I mean, we did our Evil Dead episode a couple months ago, but it's like I didn't get to watch. I wanted to watch Evil Dead 2 and like Army of Darkness because it's been a long time since I watched those.
Army of Darkness is great. I did drive past Kidwell's Ridge Road, which is the road you turn on to go out to the place where the original cabin was.
Tight.
But, and I thought about it, but then I didn't think, again, to actually just watch the movie.
Yeah.
That, it's not a remake, soft reboot of the Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Fucking badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the, I might even go as far as to say like the only reboot of a classic franchise.
Yeah, that's been good.
God damn, man. It's certainly a lot better than that fucking Poltergeist remake, I'll tell you that.
Oh, shit.
My God.
You know, we were talking about, my wife and I were talking about this, because it is so good, the remake, and all other remakes are so bad. Why don't they take movies, like horror movies that had an interesting idea to them, but that were done poorly and remake them? Why remake something that was good?
Yeah, like Fright Night.
Yeah, like Fright Night, maybe. Of course, I hear that remake's real bad.
I never did see it, I don't think. I know some people that liked it.
Oh, okay. David Tennant's in it, and, you know.
It's a doctor.
If I had to have sex with a man.
Might as well be him.
You know what? I say had to have sex. If I was offered to have sex with a man and a bunch of women that I didn't want to have sex with, I'd probably have sex with David Tennant.
You know, one of my other big Halloween traditions is I also really like to always watch through like as many of the Elm Streets as I can.
Awesome.
I didn't really get time to do any this year, man.
That sucks.
It does suck.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we did Elm Street 2 a couple months ago on our show.
Mm-hmm.
But I really wanted to sit down and check out all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have time.
You really wanted to watch the remake too, eh?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
I hear you love CG makeup.
That's wrong. Fake news. Yeah, it's not true. That remake is just fucking...
It's
God,
horrendous.
It's terrible.
It's real bad, and I can't imagine how much money they spent on the CG rather than just doing the makeup.
How about on just fucking... Rather than doing a fucking spandex wall, why do that effect where he pops through the wall of CGI? It's just... God damn, it's terrible. Did you ever watch the Poltergeist remake, to backtrack a little bit?
No.
God damn, dude. It is...
the best.
The worst.
Oh, no. Okay.
I would watch the Elm Street remake and the Friday the 13th remake.
Oh, damn.
Twice.
Over the Poltergeist remake?
Twice each.
Holy shit.
That Poltergeist remake is a hot pile of dog shit.
God damn.
It is so fucking bad, dude.
Yeah,
I could not believe it. It's like, I mean, really, like, do you remember when you watched, like, Crystal Skull?
Yeah, yep.
It was it's like that.
Ugh.
It's on that level.
Like, you just feel the whole time, like, why is this happening to us?
But, you know, the movie that we're here to talk about today as the main subject of our show is continuing
Fright Night.
Continuing our No Vampire whole month of vampire podcasts that we have chosen. Well, actually, you guys chose.
Yeah. You totally chose them.
Chose the hell out of them.
Chose the shit out of them. Because if I had chosen them, we would be doing What We Do in the Shadows.
Yep.
Near Dark. And Twilight.
Yeah. And Twilight.
That would have been the funniest episode, I think.
I was actually kind of surprised that a bunch of people didn't just like hate vote on Twilight just to hear us talk
I guess
shit
our
about it.
podcast is just so good that nobody hates it.
Maybe we just fucking bonus episode that shit.
Twilight.
Because no one demanded it.
Because you begged us not to.
And maybe we just get like fucking shit house hammered and do it.
That would be completely different than how I normally record.
Yeah, totally. And then also when I edit it and uploaded it, it's also when I'm just wasted. So basically it's just like soundtrack and like one of our audios.
Yeah, so I accidentally uploaded just my vocal track for Bram Stoker's Dracula. And for an hour it was up there, and when I went to go fix it, 14 people had listened to it. So I assume they started playing it and then turned it off. But if they listened the whole way through, God, I want to know what they got out of it.
I hope they thought that it was like some kind of new form of interactive podcast where the listener asks the questions and you respond.
Yeah,
that would be the coolest. If like, what if we started a podcast that was just like the Lonely Man podcast?
Oh.
And it was just going, yeah, really? Is that right?
Wow.
Tell me more about it. That's so funny.
And so your mother got cancer. Oh.
That's hilarious.
Oh.
It'd be like huge in like I think like Japan and stuff. Like overworked businessmen would listen to it on their lunch breaks and stuff.
Just smoking and drinking sake. Very good. Yeah.
But yeah, maybe one day we'll get around to doing fucking Twilight. Yeah, I don't know, man. I would also really like to do. I would have liked to have done Near Dark.
Yeah, as that was our lost pilot episode.
The legendary lost pilot episode, which is Near Dark, which has never been uploaded because my my recording skills were not up to par then.
Well, it probably sounded like shit anyway.
You lose some, you lose some.
And I think we covered it from like scene by scene.
Oh yeah.
So it might have been boring. It may have been the best episode we've ever done.
Oh, it was the best episode.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I have it documented and written down. I wrote in my diary, Dear Diary.
Dear Diary. Mm-hmm.
Best podcast ever.
It's really nice that
Signed Ben.
You write Dear Diary.
I
just write to whom it may concern.
What if, like, you started off every diary entry, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Today sucked. Today was none of your business.
Lick my ass, diary.
I'd love to have a hate diary where it's just like, fuck you. How was my day? Wouldn't you like to know? Then you slam it shut.
And then you treat your parents really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Mother.
You come in, you tell everything to your parents, and you don't give shit to your diary.
Treat that diary like shit.
Mm-hmm.
Day 2. Diary, more like diarrhea. Fuck you. Signed, wouldn't you like to know?
Dear Diary, spelled D-I-E-A-R-Y.
Diary. I think that's a Davy Stranger song waiting out.
Oh, shit. Dear Diary.
Diary.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know, the subject of our show today is going to be old Fright Night, which came out in, what, 85?
85.
1985.
Is that right?
Da-da, da-da-da, something, something, something. You remember that song?
I don't.
Sing along. 1980. Okay.
I can't.
I got nothing. My name is Steven, and I'm here to say
1985 was a wonderful year. Oh,
damn
it didn't rhyme.
Well, this movie is a much beloved vampire flick by a lot of folks.
Yeah, a lot of people really love this movie.
A lot of people really dig this, and you know the main subject here is our ubiquitous good guy. Charlie, who he, along with his merry band of misfits, is able to stop the evil force of Prince Humperdink as a vampire, which is of course a classic tale in horror. You always gotta have your main dude and his side bros, fighting off the powers of evil. So before we get into our movie review series here, Steve, I'd like for us to compile, let's say a top 1, 2, 3, of the people we would like to have as our side piece and our posse.
Our side piece.
Yeah, our side piece. We don't have to be banging them per se.
Well, hopefully not for any on my list. But
you know, I got a couple.
But our Peter Vincents.
Yeah.
The Peter Vincent type.
Exactly. Of people we would want on our side while we fight the forces of evil. Now, Steve, who comes to mind for you first when you think about who you want
All right.
at your side, other than me?
Number 1. Okay.
All right.
Now, a lot of people might argue here, say Terminator's not a horror movie.
Terminator's not horror.
Terminator isn't horror. Okay, fine. But I would want him on my side if I were fighting a horrific army of robots.
Yeah, absolutely so.
So, T-800.
T-800. You're talking about Arnold.
Arnold. I want Arnold on my side.
The Governator.
The Governator. The guy who started a serious acting career.
Yeah.
After he was governor.
Yeah, for real, man.
He's suddenly getting in serious movies. I don't know if you've seen Maggie, the zombie
have.
movie. Okay. He's got a movie coming up that was directed by Taron Killam.
Yeah,
I hear he's doing some seriousness too. That's interesting. But T-800, I mean...
I would gladly have him by my side.
Absolutely.
Cocking that shotgun in that cool way where he spins it around.
Hell yeah. Thumbs upping.
Oh, man. Even when he's going down in flames.
Oh, man. And of course, you could say Linda Hamilton here, but what we do discover is that Linda Hamilton, despite all her preparation, is in no way capable of taking down a Terminator.
That bitch cray.
She's insane.
Although she wins the Girl Scout medal for preparedness.
She's absolutely prepared and buff as hell.
Oh my god, dude. She beat the shit out of me. You kidding me?
Yeah, like I personally wouldn't want to fight her, but if I was a Terminator, I'd be no more scared of her than any other human.
Yeah, pretty much. I can't blame you. I would also like to have a Terminator on my side. I think that's a very fantastic call.
Who you got?
You know what? When it comes to fighting the forces of evil, such as a vampire, I want none other than Van Helsing on my side, and specifically Anthony Hopkins, Bram Stoker, Dracula, Van Helsing.
He'd keep it light and fun.
You know, because that's the thing is like that guy. He gets the job done. He does the research.
Right.
Very well studied. But also, just a nutty, fun fucking German guy.
Slice up a beef and cheddar.
Yeah, he will. He will slice you up Arby's style. He's not scared of a curly fry.
Nope.
He's not scared of no horsey sauce.
No, sir.
I think he'd be a good guy to have around with his wit and wisdom.
Vampire knowledge.
Yeah,
for sure.
and vampire knowledges. Who's next on your list, Steve?
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and say the actress's name because I don't think the character name will really hit.
Okay, hit me.
Zelda Rubinstein in Poltergeist.
This house is clean.
Listen, I mean, it seems like, why would you want her around? She's not strong. She's just a little lady with a little voice that is pretty annoying.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Tangerine or something's her name.
The second...
Tangerine.
Tangina. The second a Poltergeist shows up...
Yeah.
Boom, you got Tangina, and she's like, get the hell out, or whatever.
Go towards the light. Don't go to the light. Dude, don't.
Carolyn!
She's a little kind of wishy-washy on that going into the light business.
Sometimes the people who die, they don't want to move on.
My God, dude.
I mean, I'm not keeping her around for her personality.
No. Do you like the Poltergeist sequels?
I like number 2, for sure.
Yeah.
I can't remember 3, but that's the one in the city, right? They're in like a high rise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember 3 well.
It's strange.
I do like 2. That preacher's real creepy.
Yeah, what's his name? Fucking Kane or something like that?
God is in.
Oh my God, that guy is
holy
creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him fucking fight off with damn Red State Michael Parks. Creepy preacher off.
Have you ever seen Sacrament? It's a Ty West movie.
Oh no, I never have. I want to. It's
Sacrament's
like the Jim Jonesy
good.
one, right?
Maybe throw that guy in there too. Just see them all go at it.
Oh my God, 3-way fucking
Preacher fight.
Preacher fight.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Yeah, I think Zelda would be probably a wise choice to have on hand to fight the unseen spiritual forces. What would dominate us?
What would dominate us?
Damn.
Who you got?
Yo, my next up is a girl that knows something about dealing with an alien.
An alien?
And also wearing a very low-rise brief.
Oh, yeah.
The lowest rise.
Yeah, you can't get any lower. Otherwise, you're naked.
You know, she don't like to snuggle. She like to sleep cold. I'm talking cryo cold.
What?
She don't want no cuddles.
Get out of here.
She's a strong, independent woman.
Believe it or not.
With fluffy hair.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about my homegirl, Ripley.
Yeah.
Because that bitch is hard.
She is. She's awesome.
She's fucking badass.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute badass. And, you know, it's so sick, too, that, you know, she was originally cast as a male character. Which you got to think, for the time that they wrote that movie and stuff like that, it's like they were not really writing a lot of hard-ass females back then. So the fact that they wrote this role for a dude, and then it was like, what if it was a chick?
Yeah.
It's pretty badass.
I think they were probably affected by slasher films and stuff at the time,
probably
showing
so.
like a lot of more female protagonists. Because that's kind of how she comes out in Alien.
Yeah.
Is, you know, she's the lone survivor. She is a badass.
Oh yeah.
But she becomes her badassest in Aliens.
Well, and she's so level-headed and unemotional.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But not like cold unemotional. It's just that she doesn't, become the fucking damsel in high heels tripping over the tree roots and shit like that. She's a fucking badass. So I think that she would hold her shit together a whole lot more than I would in dire times.
Right.
So I want a Ripley at my side.
So if we got future robots coming, we got some defense. If we got poltergeists coming at us, we got some defense. Vampires, bring it.
Yep.
Aliens. Let's see it.
Bring it on.
If motherfucking demons show up, I want Ash on my side.
Motherfucking Ash from our hometown, Morristown, Tennessee.
Well, I believe he was from Michigan.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But he's been here.
Yeah. Ash, he's been to Morristown, Tennessee.
That's for sure.
That's one thing. He has a chainsaw for a hand.
Gigantic, just big old baker potato chin.
Yeah. Also fun to be around. See, Ash
cracks a joke.
My other two, I mean, maybe you get the T-800 to say some funny stuff, and it's like, he said it because he's got an Austrian accent.
And Van Helsing is kind of awkward funny.
Yeah. Ripley, she's seen so much shit.
She's seen the shit, dude.
She's gonna, like, we're all gonna be joking around, and then she's just gonna be like,
all right, guys.
That wasn't how it was in space. No one can hear you scream.
I fought Charlie in space and got exposed to Agent Orange.
And I stabbed Charlie in his face.
Space Charlie.
Space Charlie.
That one, I want that movie.
Yeah.
The Vietnamese have traveled to space. We must fight Space Charlie.
That seems like a movie that would have been made in like 1972.
Commander, the napalm's not working. There's no oxygen in space.
Yep, Space Charlie. That's
Charlie.
Perfect.
Coming soon from Fox News.
Space Charlie. Well, Ben, what is your third and final member of our team?
All right, man. My third and final member. This is my all-time homeboy. This is the guy that's going to be your best friend in times of darkest need.
Oh, shit.
Most dire times. He's also no stranger to cooking you up a good meal.
Oh.
Even from the finest salt in all the land. This guy also likes to relax.
Okay.
Chill out with you. Smoke up some fine pipe weed.
Oh, no.
I'm talking about my number one homeboy, Samwise Gamgee.
Say what?
Wild card.
Wild card.
And I know you're saying, yo, A Lord of the Ring ain't no horror movie. But if I recall, Samwise fights some motherfucking monsters.
That is true. He fights a huge spider.
Giant spider. Kicks its ass.
A spoiler, as he calls it, yeah.
Orcs.
No problem for him to take down some orcs.
Those are monstrous monsters. He even has to fight his own best friend.
Oh, my God.
If that's not dark, I don't know what it is. Gollum? He fights a golem?
He fights a straight-up golem. The one and only.
And he even sticks around after that. Asshole tells him to keep his filthy chips.
Shit.
I know. When you're supposed
Potatoes.
to boil and mash them or stick them in a stew.
Uh-huh.
That's the guy that you want at your side as a Samwise.
Yeah, for real. I mean, if you're going to have to fight, I mean, you put all these people alongside you.
Yep.
They all got their own talents, etc.
Yep.
But Samwise is your friend.
Samwise is the hero of Lord of the Rings. And
he's absolutely the hero of Lord of the Rings.
I hope that nobody thinks that Bilbo is the fucking hero.
Yeah.
Because he's not.
Yeah. Bilbo, Frodo, get him
Frodo.
the fuck out.
There you go, Frodo.
Yeah. It's Samwise.
Yeah, Samwise
100%.
is the Metallica hero of the day. Mama, they tried to break
Oh,
me.
no.
James Hetfield said mama in a song.
Oh, no.
Why?
What for? Why? What? James?
Whoa! Whoa! So, yeah, I think we've assembled a really fantastic league of extraordinary
Persons.
gentle persons. Not just gentlemen's.
Well, actually, one of them's not even a person. T-800?
Yo, we accept everybody at Dead and Lovely.
We'll take them all.
Men, women, androids,
Predators?
cyborg people.
Gnomes?
You know, whatever.
Well, maybe not gnomes.
You got any honorable mentions? I would want a Shaun from a Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah,
to hang.
I think maybe Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Man, dude,
I mean,
she used to set them traps, dog.
Yeah, and also she knows her way around a dream world, and you always find yourself in a dream world.
Who do you think? Oh man, dude, I would love to see Nancy versus the Predator. Because like Arnold,
would be awesome,
right? Because like Arnold set some decent traps in the Predator.
But Nancy's
watching that being like, could have been better.
Yeah, come on, Arnold.
That would be tight. I would be so on board with that.
Nancy Thompson versus Predator. That's the next Predator movie.
I'm into it. I think we should have that. So that's quite a team.
At the beginning, we see Glenn just get his head chopped off and 400 gallons of blood shoot out.
Because fuck Johnny Depp.
Yeah, because fuck Donnie Depp.
Johnny fucking Deppo. Fuck off.
Do you think they'll replace him for the future for Grindelwald? That was the most disappointing thing about Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
You talk about a stupid, unnecessary...
That was real bad. It was real bad.
Because the movie's fine. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I liked it.
But then suddenly, Johnny fucking Depp? I gotta deal with this asshole's stupid British accent?
Man, what a fucking asshole, dude.
Yeah.
It would be so easy to be Johnny Depp and be liked by everybody on Earth.
Yeah,
and be handsome
how
and pretty.
hard is that?
It's like, I guess I still need to beat women, though.
Yeah, I gotta beat women and spend all my money.
Yeah. What an asshole.
Yeah, dick.
You had it easy. You had the easy ride, and you chose to put it on hard.
Anyway,
mode.
Johnny, call me.
Yeah, Johnny.
Let's do lunch.
So, the main subject of our podcast here today is going to be old Fright Night from 1985. Who directed this flick? There's
Tom Holland. This is our second Tom Holland movie.
What was the first one?
Child's Play.
Child's Play.
That's right.
Also featuring Prince Humperdink as the world's most bumbling policeman.
Uh-huh.
Needs that gun safety course. Real bad.
Yeah, he really does. It might be our last Tom Holland film as a director, as he did direct the Langoliers miniseries.
I never watched that.
Stephen King, I never saw it either. And he also directed Thinner, which is terrible.
Thinner.
Yeah, it's real bad.
It's a silly movie.
It's a silly movie. But he wrote some other movies.
Okay.
So we might see him again.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tom Holland, he's a fine director. We like Child's Play.
Yeah, I do.
For sure. This is a meta horror movie, and I think this is why people like it.
Okay, yeah, because this is a much-loved horror movie, and I see it popping up all the time on people's list of their like favorite vampire movies and stuff like that. Now, I had seen this movie for the first time, I think probably like 8 or 9 years ago. It had been a while since I watched this. Like, all that I remembered going into this is that I remember liking the special effects.
Uh-huh.
I think that's about the only thing I remembered going into
Yeah.
this. So I think this was actually only the second time that I saw it. Although, really, I've watched it kind of 2.5 times. Because the other night, I kind of double featured it. I watched Dusk Till Dawn for a previous episode. And then I started Fright Night, fell asleep, and then I watched it again the other night. So I guess I've seen it kind of 2.5 times. When was the first time you watched it?
Oh, this was a movie. I think we rented 5 movies for 5 nights, $5. Yeah, I think it's just one of those that we rented probably in the 90s, like mid 90s. And I had watched it again recently with my wife because she had never seen it. It's a meta horror movie. That is its interesting element. Like, it's a meta horror movie 11 years before Scream.
Right, yeah.
There are other horror movies along the way that have meta elements, but this one in particular is about a movie vampire hunter being called on to actually hunt a real vampire. So,
right, yeah, and by a kid who's like really into horror movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I think that's one of the things that people really like about it.
I guess so, and I guess if you're looking at it in that perspective, it was somewhat ahead of its time in that way. You know, to put it in a world where horror movies are a thing and vampires are a thing in pop culture.
Yeah.
And then our main kid, what's it, Charlie?
Charlie Brewster.
Yeah, he sees that his neighbor is a vampire.
Jerry Dandridge.
Kind of Rear Window style. He's peeping.
It does have that Rear Window element to it.
He sees some boobs across the street.
He does.
And he sees a feller what's biting. and he's got long fingernails. He's
He
like,
does.
Must be a vampire.
Dang old vampire.
If you've got long fingernails and bite a woman,
And you biting a woman,
you might be a vampire.
you just might be a vampire. If you have a feller living with you
Oh.
and you sleep during the day, you might be a vampire. Okay, so this movie, it has Prince Humperdink, Chris Sarandon, who was also in Child's Play.
Is he in relation to Susan?
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah.
Well, no, Sarandon isn't a overly common last name.
Yeah.
I don't know. It also has Roddy McDowall, who he's in a ton of stuff.
Sure.
But more particularly, I would say the Planet of the Apes movies.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. It has Amanda Bierce, who plays the uppity neighbor in Married with Children.
Oh, ho, ho.
And then a few other people who, you would recognize from other things, but they maybe haven't had as much of a footprint on pop culture.
Right. And that's kind of the thing about this movie, dude, is watching this movie, one of the things that really struck me is I feel like the cast of characters was like everybody is like third or fourth choice down the list.
Yeah, I feel like they may have started with Roddy McDowall. They were like, we got him.
Yeah.
And then and Chris Sarandon was probably, because Tom Holland did Child's Play, was probably like, well, we can get Chris back.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And then everybody is just kind of like third or fourth choice.
The main dude in here, Charlie, I just kept wanting him to be fucking Ferris Bueller's best friend.
Right.
And
Okay.
he wasn't.
If he was Cameron,
Yeah.
that would be a more charming.
Well, even if he was fucking Ferris Bueller and
Oh,
Evil,
shit,
and
yeah, I
Evil
mean,
Ed was
obviously.
Cameron, it's like fuck, man, just make this movie just fucking the cast of
Let's
Ferris
just
Bueller.
watch Ferris Bueller.
Let's just watch Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
So in Ferris Bueller, there's
He starts off by faking sick. You might remember this.
exactly. He steals a car, drives it in reverse. It's a Ferrari.
Nervous,
Yeah,
right?
I love Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Ferris Bueller is a great.
It's so fun.
It is. It's a great fucking movie.
That is the best. Like, it's the afternoon. I don't know what I want to watch. Fuck it, Ferris Bueller.
Ferris Bueller.
But I feel like everybody in this was just kind of like like I said, a second or third string kind of actor, and it really kind of, I don't know, man, it just kind of cheapened the movie for me in a lot of ways, because I just kept thinking of who would have been better.
Right.
Like, even the main girlfriend here, like, Molly Ringwald would have been a cooler, better choice and stuff, And like I said, our main guy, there's a
and
number.
it's 85. It's not like Molly Ringwald's old.
No, And there's a number of other dudes who could have played that main character. There's
Yeah.
about a million fucking people that could have played Evil Ed.
I can't. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, we'll talk about Evil Ed.
And even Dandridge, like, I feel like there was a number of other dudes other than Prince Humperdink who could have been like a cool, suave vampire type that was still believable.
Robert
as an
Downey
extra
Jr.
Yes, dude. Exactly.
He was probably just too young at the time.
He might have been.
But it's a vampire. What would it matter?
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like they fucking age or anything.
Right.
Yep. So I feel like there could have been a whole lot better casting going
Yeah.
on. I like, forgive me, I don't know the names of anybody in this, but our vampire hunter guy.
Peter Vincent.
Yeah, I like him. I think he does a good
He's
job.
named after Vincent Price.
Sure,
and
yeah.
Peter somebody.
Peter
who was
somebody.
also old Peter somebody, who both played vampire hunters at some point.
Peter somebody. It's also a verb.
Why don't you just go out there and Peter somebody? One rough pecker. That was actually a line from Dusk Till Dawn that I really liked.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, one rough pecker.
What do you think about Evil Ed in this movie?
Jesus fucking Christ!
Because I think that he is
annoying,
among the most irritating characters I've ever seen in a movie.
And I don't know if he was directed to act this way or not, but it seems like I'm not gonna say the actor, but Evil Ed seems to think that laughing equals funny.
Yeah, it's like, if I'm laughing, it means it's funny time, right?
Right, so he laughs all the time.
And it's awful.
About everything.
Dude, I want to see a movie where there's a dynamic duo as the main characters of him and fucking, what's his name? The guy in the wheelchair from Texas Chainsaw.
Sally! Franklin.
Franklin.
Yeah.
Like, imagine a movie where Franklin and Evil Ed team up to fight the forces of evil.
I would root for the forces of evil.
I'd be like, please win,
Yeah.
Evil.
That should be
Please.
Monster Squad 2.
Yeah, Monster Squad 2. Evil wins.
Thank God.
Yeah, thank fucking God. Yeah, his character is just beyond irritating, and he totally, and again, by no fault of his own.
Mm-hmm.
What's that German word you told me? Face in need of a punch?
Backpfeifengesicht.
He has that very badly.
He does.
And his hair is all sticking up, and he's God diggity damn, he's in the way.
Yeah, and like there are two elements to Evil Ed's character.
Yeah.
That don't make any sense.
No.
One, his nickname is Evil Ed, and he doesn't like it.
Why? Yeah.
He doesn't do anything evil at any point until he becomes a vampire.
Yeah. Quite evil at that point.
And why dislike being called Evil Ed? That seems like a cool ass nickname.
Kind of metal.
Yeah. Number two, right before he gets bitten by a vampire, he's I believe the guy says that he won't get picked on anymore.
Oh, right, yeah.
We haven't seen him get picked on.
No, not at all.
When does that come about?
No.
Now the guy who played Evil Ed is gay.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to come back for Fright Night 2.
I've never seen that. Is it good?
I haven't seen it either.
Okay.
He did 976 Evil, which is a horror movie I believe I saw as a young man that just didn't stick with me at all.
Okay.
But his career went way downhill, and he ended up doing gay porn.
He ended up not there's anything wrong with that.
Do gay porn.
If you're into
Listen, for real, it pays money. For sure. It
pays the most money, yeah.
Yeah, but it seems like they tried to integrate his gayness into the character.
Right, yeah.
So, one of the things about this movie is that it's very gay.
It's a very gay movie.
Yeah,
there's a lot of homoerotic subtext.
And it's meant to be there. Tom Holland intended for it to be there.
See, I was wondering if it was kind of like an Elm Street 2 scenario where everybody on the set was just like, oh, I didn't notice.
Yeah, no, not here. I mean, he didn't yell it out to all the actors at all moments, but they knew. And this character seems almost like maybe he was intended to be gay. And so we're talking about Evil Ed. The evil is that he's gay.
Oh shit.
He's picked on and stuff because he's gay. And this also has, if you just cut out all of the vampire movies from the 80s on, you almost never see a male vampire bite a male.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's typically biting a female.
Because it's a sexual act.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And in this movie, a male vampire bites a male twice. I mean,
that's
one
true.
We don't see.
Yeah.
And that's his carpenter live-in roommate guy.
Yeah.
And the other one is Evil Ed, which we also don't see. He covers it with a coat.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, we still don't see him bite the neck.
They knew it was like, this is too gay for the 80s.
Yeah, exactly. But also there's an element that I caught on my third watching.
Mm-hmm.
Is that whenever Evil Ed does his stupid prank where he's pretends like he's getting bitten and they run and then he's like, you have to kill me, Charlie Bruce.
Oh my god, yeah.
Anyway, Charlie says no vampire would want to bite him anyway. He'd probably poison their blood. So this is an HIV reference.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
So I mean the guy playing the character is gay. I believe he's written as gay.
Yeah.
There are other gay elements to this, but I think particularly when we talk about Evil Ed, he's supposed to be gay.
Right.
I wish that they had gotten a character who isn't constantly laughing like a crazy moron.
He is annoying as all fucking
Yeah, they could have made him a much more what do you think? A much more
likable in any way,
and a more identifiable character where you're watching him. If he was picked on, if we actually got to see him picked on,
a little sympathy.
Yeah, it would be like, oh, why? That's dickish.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
He
didn't do anything.
He is just a completely unlikable,
he really is
irritating fucking character in this movie, man. And really, on the subject of because honestly, in vampire movies in general, there is typically a lot of gay subtext.
Yes,
a lot of
there is.
like in Interview with a Vampire and stuff like that. You
Yeah.
have all these unbelievably attractive dudes biting on each other and stuff like this. There's always, I think, an element of that. And you know what? Honestly, I was just thinking, I bet if you were immortal, I'm not saying you, I think any of us,
Well, but also me.
were immortal and we had lived many lifetimes,
Might try it out.
I bet you'd fucking try it out. I
Yeah,
seriously
give it a go.
bet. Yeah, I think that you'd probably get bored of whatever it is you were into to begin with and be like, well, try this now.
Well, especially, I mean, from the standpoint of the vampire in Fright Night,
Yeah.
if he talks to a woman, she's immediately attracted to him.
Yeah.
That
very
would get
much so.
boring after a while, right?
Probably so. Too easy. I want to play the
So?
game on hard mode. Try to bone a guy.
Try to bone a
Try to
dude.
bone a dude, maybe. I don't know. So I would imagine that that's probably something that you end up kind of seeing in a lot of vampire movies because of that, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't be the only person who's thought of this.
No, that's a good call. Now, here's something else that's going on. Charlie Brewster, our main character. All right, so when you talk about a love triangle in any situation, some have theorized that when two men are attracted to one woman and compete for her, in fact, they're attracted to each other and just using her as a medium to get to each other.
All right.
In this, that seems to be the case, and it isn't even kind of veiled. Because Charlie starts out by trying to have sex with his girlfriend.
Sure, yeah.
She is all like, it gets almost sexual assaulty. She's saying no several times, and he's still going for it.
Yeah.
The moment he sees his neighbor, he doesn't give a shit.
That's true.
She says she wants to have sex with him, and he's like, right.
What about my neighbor, though?
Yeah, have you noticed my neighbor?
That's a good point.
When he looks through the window and sees the girl taking off her top, and he sees the boobs, at first it's like, oh, boobs, but then the neighbor shows up, and all he's doing is paying attention to him. Yeah. So it's
That's
like,
true.
He's much more interested in Jerry Dandridge than he is in his girlfriend or any other woman.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it seems like that is an element that plays out throughout the entire movie.
Now that you're kind of pointing that out, he is quite infatuated.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely interested in women. He does like his girlfriend.
Sure.
But he has never met this man before. And this man has changed his tune a bit.
He's Prince Humperdink.
That makes sense.
Who can blame him?
I've seen this guy. That dude took down Chucky, so.
He took down Chucky.
Chucky.
Despite his incompetent gun handling skills.
Yeah, despite the fact that he was regularly pointing a gun just at people or
willy-nilly.
himself. Yeah.
Willy-nilly. Speaking of police, what do you think about the police action in this movie?
Fuck these. Okay. Here's the deal.
You're with NWA on this one.
Yeah, fuck the police. Coming straight from the underground. So a beautiful blonde woman shows up in a taxi.
Yeah.
Gets out in front of Jerry Dandridge's house. Charlie sees her go in. Yeah. She talks to him even. So he had a long enough interaction with her to recognize her face when later on the news it shows her and says she was murdered.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the police. I don't even care if you're a crazy person who goes to the police and says, my neighbor's a vampire.
Yeah.
If you say, I saw that woman go in that house, she got out of a cab, any policeman would be like, I'll just call the cab companies and ask if they've seen this face.
That's true, yeah. It'd be easy enough.
One cab driver, I dropped her off in front of that house.
Yeah, even pre-internet days, it's not too hard to figure out.
That's not hard at all. But instead, this guy's just like, don't ever call the police again or I'll have you arrested. What?
No means no.
Yeah. And in this case, that is in relation to calling the police.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so
they are not of much help. You're right.
They're absolutely the worst. And so you need that for this movie. You need him to not be able to turn to the police, but you could write it better. It could there could be a more obvious reason they don't trust him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cut out the taxi cab. She walks up the sidewalk to there.
Right, yeah, leave one less piece of evidence.
so nobody sees her.
Or you had picked her up from a club or something.
Yeah,
like
he picked
that.
her up from a club and nobody else saw him.
Leave less of a trail, you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of it being some obvious thing that any police officer would know, just check that out.
That's true.
I mean, I have this case to solve.
Yeah.
I have no leads. Might as well try just calling the taxi services and
Couldn't
saying,
hurt.
hey, did you drop off this lady in front of this house?
Yeah.
Oh, you
I
did?
literally have a street address. Did anybody go there by chance?
Crazy. You did? Awesome. I'll just go and question that guy.
Yeah. But it's the incompetence of the police and their unwillingness to help that leads Charlie to go and seek the help of our
Peter
vampire
Vincent.
hunter,
Yeah.
Peter Vincent, who is the guy.
He hosts a Elvira type show
Right, like a late night horror show.
where he shows mostly his own movies.
Yeah. He is, I think Gilderoy Lockhart was based on him.
He must be, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, he's so inept.
Yeah.
He's inept at everything he does, honestly.
Yeah.
He's just like when it shows, because they're watching one of his movies in the opening, and I don't know if you caught this, but he holds up his hammer and a stake,
It's
but
backwards.
the stake is backwards.
Yeah, yeah, I like
And that's
that.
the take they used.
Yeah,
like,
it's
yeah.
print it.
So he's so inept not only at that job, but at his job now of presenting horror movies
I like
that he's now
those-
lost it.
Those little touches like that through the movie. Though.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
good.
that's like a shitty B movie.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Roddy
you know?
McDowell's the best part of this for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely so. Yeah, I like his character of the would-be vampire hunter that actually doesn't really know what he's doing because he's just a movie star.
Yeah, and he's scared.
Yeah, exactly. I like that element, but at the same time, it's like the kids, Charlie and all them, have all this faith in this guy to be able to do the job because
It's
you've been in
weird.
movies, you know what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Yeah. Well, I think the other two kids, Ed and Amy, don't believe that he's a vampire, so they have
Yeah.
faith in him convincing Charlie that he's not a vampire. But Charlie has trouble differentiating fantasy from reality
It seems that way.
because he doesn't think in the least bit that this guy isn't a vampire hunter.
Yeah.
He thinks these are documentaries almost. Like,
It's like
I
dude,
saw
it's
your
a fucking actor.
documentaries where you killed all those vampires.
Yeah, I seen it.
Charlie, he seems to question his own knowledge because Jerry Dandridge, whenever he calls the cops and has the cops go over, etc., Jerry Dandridge shows up that night to kill him in his bedroom.
Yeah,
That's all the fucking proof he needs.
I should think.
He never says to his friends, last night, after I accused him of being a vampire, he showed up in my room and tried to kill me. He ripped my mom's door forward to jam it. Let me show you.
Yeah,
Like, he never does that. He just pretends. Like, there would be blood on the floor from where he stabbed him with a pencil.
I ought to think.
But he never does that.
No.
He just thinks they should follow him. Like, it's like he thinks he's in a movie.
Right. Yeah, it's like this kind of thing happens.
Right. That's why it's
He does seem
awesome
to
as a
face
meta
this-
horror movie.
He
but
does seem to face this whole thing with a layer of normality, doesn't he?
He really does.
It's like, well, I expected this to happen. I just wish that I fucking cared about his character more, man.
You don't. It's impossible to.
And that's the thing is, like, honestly, I didn't really care about any of the characters in this movie.
No.
Like, Charlie, I could not give a shit about.
Uh-huh.
I feel like if he would have been played, again, by a more charismatic,
Right.
likable actor, like a Ferris Bueller or like a Robert Downey Jr. or
Right.
something like that, it's like, you would have instantly been more interested in this character, but
Sure.
I get the feeling that the dude playing Charlie didn't even really care much about his character or something. I don't know. It's just,
Yeah.
he seemed very boring, very flat, very characterless to me.
Yeah, I think that is true of all three of the teenage characters.
Yeah, same with Amy. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, the only thing that stands out is how Evil Ed is annoying as fuck.
Yeah. He has nothing else going on but being annoying.
No.
Amy makes no sense because she's
Yeah.
like, I don't want to have sex. Okay, I guess I do.
Yeah.
Wait, you're paying attention to the neighbor? No. It's over.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's
Stay
like,
away.
tell me one character trait about Amy. It's like, tell me anything about her. She's
angry.
she's into knitting.
Sometimes.
It's like nothing. You know what I mean?
Oh, she apparently likes dancing if it's with a vampire.
Okay, yeah, she'll get down and party with the vamp every now and
She
then.
will. So 100% dance with a vampire. And I think at one point, I'm when he like brings her back home.
Yeah.
Does he finger her? Like, there's a point where she's just like,
yeah, I know. I was wondering about, and it's the kind of thing, dude, where it's like we know watching this that actress is like fucking 27.
Yeah.
But in the movie, she's in high school, and I mean, even the dancing scene and stuff like that, it's like pretty fucking gross.
Yeah, you're hundreds of years old, Mr. Vampire.
Mr. Twilight.
I'm assuming I don't know where this comes from. I don't know if Fright Night started this, but Bram Stoker's Dracula takes something maybe from Fright Night in that he sees in her what he saw in a long lost love in a painting.
Right. Yeah. Which is cool.
That is cool. Yeah, like the idea that she's reborn or reincarnated as this person, but they don't go into it enough.
No.
That should be the drive. Like,
thing,
if she was the main character, and that is like what was going on was that she's seduced by him, and that's what makes Charlie like suspicious of him.
Oh yeah, that would work.
That's a much more interesting story.
That would move the story along quite well.
Yeah, but instead it seriously just seems like a random assortment of events.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. I just think that so many of the characters are just so flat and uninteresting. Now, they do bring in quite a lot of traditional vampire lore, such as,
holy water, crosses,
not seeing your reflection,
the sun killing vampire. That's not traditional.
Right.
That's more of a
modern
Nosferatu, I think, introduced that. But
they do a lot. They do play up a lot the whole not seeing your reflection in the in the dance scene. Yeah. Amy sees that she's dancing alone, which I think is pretty cool. Actually,
yeah, it is cool. It's weird to me that that's what gets her, even because Peter Vincent had told her that he looked in his mirror and couldn't see his reflection. But
while we're on that subject, Steve, you brought up a really fucking fascinating point to me.
What it was
recently at our Halloween party about vampires and their reflections.
Yeah. Why can't you see their clothes?
Why can't you see their goddamn fucking clothes?
Are their clothes vampires? Are they vampire clothes? Is that how they became a vampire? Their clothes bit them.
Oh shit! Or did they bite their clothes?
You get the wrong shirt at the Gap, you become a vampire.
Oh shit! I can't see myself in this anymore. Damn. But that's just such a strong question, and I want to know, like, if I was standing next to a vampire and we were looking into a mirror, if he took his jacket off and put it on me,
would you be partially invisible?
Or would I see the jacket? And at which point would I see the jacket? Is it when his fingertip last lets go of the jacket? Or is it when it starts touching my skin? Also, if I put my shirt on a vampire, would it go invisible? Also, if we bought one of those gag gift as seen on TV, underpants for two, and we both put them on.
Oh, yeah?
What part of the underpants would be invisible?
Oh, man.
Would it just be half?
Listen, I think that it's the movies. Like, because if you read Dracula, everything's well-defined about vampires.
Sure.
For instance, when Charlie stabs Jerry Dandridge with the pencil, he is particularly harmed by it because it's wood.
Right. Yeah.
This is a thing that has come up. Elements, like suddenly, wood hurts vampires. Mm-hmm. But the idea of staking a vampire had nothing to do with wood. It had to do with nailing them into their coffin so they couldn't move.
Yeah.
So, like, why is wood suddenly a problem? Also, just call back to From Dusk Till Dawn. They have a conversation about silver hurting vampires.
Sure.
Which is a very funny conversation. But I looked it up, and that's a thing. Silver hurts vampires. But why? Like, why are these things why are these materials harmful to vampires? Let's get back to a very basic understanding of vampires. They suck blood, and they're undead. Like, we don't need... Wood doesn't hurt them. Silver doesn't hurt them. None of that shit fucking hurts them. Cut off their head.
Yeah.
You kill them.
Does the job.
Yeah. Like...
Could a vampire, say, get a splinter and be like, God damn!
Splinter time!
Or be like, cleaning their teeth with a toothpick?
And then it goes up in the gum.
Oh, fuck!
Oh no! Fire.
I wonder about these things. Also, what would be the effect of being nailed to a cross if you're a vampire? Would that be like the worst?
Well, I mean, ask Jesus.
Was Jesus a vampire?
Controversial.
Was he a vampire?
Jesus is a fucking vampire, and he built my hot rod.
Yo, he did ask us to drink his blood.
I want to suck your blood.
He just got it backward. He was dyslexic. Jesus Christ, dyslexic vampire. Instead of, I want to drink your blood, I want you to drink my blood. Fuck.
If you drink my blood, then you will never die? Is that how this works?
I think I got it backwards.
Oh,
It was
back to
lost in-
Transylvania.
It was just lost in translation, dude.
Lost in Transylvania.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
With Bill
That's
Murray?
Yeah, that's going to be my parody of Lost in Translation as a vampire movie.
It's Lost in Translation meets Last Temptation of Christ.
And Bill Murray and Willem Dafoe have sex.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which one's Jesus?
I don't know. There is a particular line in this that broaches the gayness of the movie, and it
Right.
begins very early. It's Charlie's mom says, he's got a live-in carpenter. Oh, Jesus reference, by the way.
Oh.
He's got a live-in carpenter. My luck, he's probably gay.
Yeah, she does point that out.
Yeah.
She puts that out there really early.
Yeah. I didn't recognize the Jesus. You know what? I'm writing this right now.
Yeah.
Lost in Transylvania. Jesus has sex with Bill Murray. Is that what happened? I don't
I
remember.
think so.
Okay. Anyway,
Are we
yes.
recording? I think we're recording.
Also, Jerry, there are a lot of shots of fruit, and Jerry eats fruit a lot.
He does. He's an apple-eating son of a bitch.
Yeah. So, I mean, fruit. I don't have to go too far to say.
Hey, mister, you are what you eat.
Right. Though, I believe in what I read was that Chris Sarandon said that it had to do with cleansing his palate between feeding.
Okay.
Though, one time, right after he wakes up, when the kids show up with Peter Vincent, he comes down eating an apple. Now, I don't know if he was just upstairs eating. We don't have any indication that was what happened. Like, he's just eating a fruit.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's just this constant reference back to gayness throughout this movie.
Well, and of course, the apple represents temptation and yada yada.
Right, yeah. And he does temptate the young Amy.
He does. He does indeed.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Like, I get that when you look at Amy and Charlie's relationship, they're not into each other.
No, not really.
It's just a high school relationship. Like, oh, we said we're dating, so we're dating.
I guess we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't want to have sex with you ever.
No. Yeah, and I think really, one of the ways that the movie, I think, delves into the vampire mythos and so on the best is with some of the transformations and especially some of the deaths and injuries and so on that we see throughout the movie. I really love that we get to see, like Dandridge transforms into the bat in that really cool way.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love that because he's kind of jumping through the air and then he kind of gets out of the frame of the camera, but you see a shadow. It's like they clearly just painted onto the film of him changing into a bat. And in the next frame, he is a bat. I think that's actually a really cool, inventive transformation scene. Yeah. I do like that. I love that we see him appear as like a smoke, like a mist.
Yeah, we do see that.
And we see Evil Ed
reverse transform,
wolf. Yeah, he appears as a wolf and charges at our vampire hunter dude. And that leads to, I think, easily the best part of the whole movie. So Evil Ed as the wolf is jumping towards our Van Helsing type character who shoves a stake through him as the wolf is leaping towards him. And dude, you get that scene where like an Evil Ed who is kind of like half transformed. He's like he's kind of like 60% wolf, 40% man. It's a really fucking great special effect.
It's long too. It's a long.
It's extremely
transformation.
Long. Yeah, and he's just kind of like leaning up against a wall. And he's like shaking and like whimpering and bleeding out and shit. And like Peter Vincent, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
He's watching him, and you can tell he's kind of like aghast at what he's
Yeah.
done. He's like, I just killed a kid.
Yeah.
You know, because he's seeing him like shivering and dying. It's a long scene.
It's a very long scene.
And you can see, again, just the shock and horror and stuff in Peter's eyes of like, what the fuck have I done? And also just him being like, this is real. I've done this stuff in movies, but this is...
Yeah. I've straight up
really
just killed a vampire.
happening. Yeah. I think that death is actually really fucking crazy. And it's interesting as a viewer, too, to watch it because, I don't know, whether they intended us to or not, I fucking hated Evil Ed.
Yeah.
So it's like part of you's watching him die and being like, no loss. But then you can tell he's in like...
Real pain?
Yeah, he's in
Yeah.
a lot of pain. And actually, too, he was literally in some pain while they were filming that. Apparently, the special effects guys wanted him to be drooling out like a gooey saliva kind of thing. So they injected some kind of solution into the mouth of the wolf head.
Yeah.
But it was actually like a dental adhesive that was like fucking gluing his mouth shut the whole time. So that scene really...
No.
So much of this movie to me is just fucking whatever, but that scene really made an impact on me. It's a very brutal... Because, you know, especially like the bad guys in flicks, usually they die and it's whatever. But you're kind of there with them his entire like dying, quivering breaths. It's fucking brutal.
Real long. It's brutal, and it's the most... It's definitely the best scene in the movie.
And there's no
for
dialogue.
Sure. Yeah.
There's not, if I recall, not a lot of soundtrack stuff. It's just like, well, here's Evil Ed fucking dying.
Watch this for a while.
Yeah. But, you know, on the subject, too, of the brutal special effects, apparently the contact lenses...
Yeah.
Which, this is a common problem in a lot of these older flicks. They hadn't really figured out a contact lens by that point.
Yeah.
These are pretty much just ping pong balls that they cut in half and
pretty much
stuck them in their eyeballs.
Yeah, they're plastic. They used glitter on them.
Ooh.
And then they would put a sort of sheen over them and then buff them so that they were smooth.
Oh.
But whenever Amy had them in, they forgot to buff them. She had them in for like 40 minutes.
Fuck me. Ooh.
God, that would just be
eyeball.
ripping away the inside of your eyelid. Just terrible.
Oh my god, dude. I loved a lot of the other deaths and stuff, though. Well, especially, you know, whenever Charlie in the movie dies, and his skeleton is like exploding in all those different colored
Jerry,
flames.
the vampire.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, Jerry.
Uh-huh.
Whenever he dies, he's exploding in all the different colored flames, and then like it gets down. He's like rotting away, and it's meat and goop and all this stuff. And then it gets down to his skeleton, which is this kind of like partial bat.
Yeah, it's like part bat.
It's badass.
That's
like
a cool element. Yeah, I
the
like it.
last like 20 or 30 minutes of this movie are fucking badass, and it's totally where all the budget went. Also, like too, I forgot to mention whenever Ed is kind of reverse transforming, and you see his like hand kind of reverse melt, kind of like in Hellraiser when they filmed like the meat skeleton coming to life, how it was like melted, but then they filmed it in reverse. They kind of show that same effect where you see his hand kind of reverse melt into a human hand stuff. Really fucking cool.
Cool stuff, yeah. I think, I mean, the effects are the best part of this for sure.
Oh, without a doubt.
And there is just one, like, of all the problems with the story, there's one major problem that really makes it all fall apart.
Okay.
And that is that Jerry keeps offering Charlie a way out. He keeps saying, just forget me. Like, if you forget me, it's over.
Yeah, it's like, this doesn't have to keep going.
Yeah. Like, that's it? So, like, Jerry's not he's not a good guy.
Mm-mm.
But in relation to who's supposed to be our protagonist, he's a fine guy.
Yeah.
He's giving him a way out. He's giving him a way to just move on.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you would move on knowing vampires exist.
That's kind of a thing, yeah.
But like it's an opportunity, and he refuses to even consider it.
Yeah, he's like, hard pass.
And that's what puts Evil Ed and his girlfriend Amy into danger. It puts his mother into danger, though she's never really in danger in the movie.
Right.
Puts Peter Vincent in danger for no reason.
No, yeah.
Yeah, so the real villain of this is
Probably Charlie.
Probably Charlie.
Yeah, you're right. He does kind of just keep insisting on butting in and putting his nose in that business and stuff and endangering literally everybody that's important to him.
And he insists on, instead of just telling the police, hey, I saw that woman go in there and she got murdered.
Yeah.
He insists on telling them he's a vampire.
Yeah.
Come on, Charlie.
Yeah, exactly.
Anybody's going to ever be like, oh, he's a vampire. Like, just don't say the vampire part. And you've saved lives.
Yeah.
The dick, man. You're an ass, Charlie.
I do like that scenario that pops up towards the end of the movie where Dandridge locks Charlie in the room with Amy, who's like transforming, and he just like throws a stake in there. He's like, here, deal with this. Which do you want, to become a vampire or to kill your own girlfriend? Mm-hmm. Like, that's kind of fucked up. And I like that. That's like way darker than the rest of the movie. Because really, what are you supposed to do at that point? It's just a high school relationship. Do you want to spend eternity with that bitch?
Oh, seriously. I mean, have you seen her hair? She's got old lady dude.
She has old lady hair. What's happening?
Seriously, if that hairstyle ever comes back...
Oh.
Well, I'm married. I was going to say I might switch teams.
Then my marriage is extremely secure.
If my wife ever...
Yeah, okay. If that haircut ever comes back on my wife.
If my wife ever gets that hair, I would say, I don't like that.
I would say, our love's in jeopardy.
It wouldn't be in jeopardy.
Nah, not really. Yeah. It'd be like, how about hats?
Yeah.
Hats are cute.
Yeah, hey, you'd look real cute in hats until that goes away.
Then back to normal.
Back to norm.
Yeah, but I do like that scenario because that is, again, a genuinely very twisted, very fucked up place to be in, where it's like, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to stab your girlfriend in the heart with a stake to keep her from being a vampire, or do you want to just go ahead and get bit and be like us?
Kind of like that scene in Dark Knight whenever the Joker breaks that pool cue and says, there's room in my crew for one of you.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah.
It's precisely like that.
I mean, that's basically what he means. Like, either she's going to be with me as a vampire, or I guess you.
Yeah. What's it going to be?
Yeah.
I think that, one of my things about this movie overall is that I honestly don't really feel like it should be a movie. I feel like it should be like an episode of the Twilight Zone or a part of an anthology. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, you could easily spin this into a 30, 40 minute. I'm a teenage kid. Oh shit, my neighbor's a vampire. Nobody believes me. I better recruit this local guy in town that is in a bunch of movies as a vampire slayer.
Yeah.
Or
he could be wrong. Like, he thinks his neighbor's a vampire, and then he's wrong. Like, I think...
like The Burbs.
Yeah, The Burbs. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Like, maybe it seems like he's wrong, turns out he's right.
Turns out he's right, yeah.
Like, instead of
I love
him
The Burbs.
Yeah, The Burbs is great.
It's so good, man.
Instead of him just knowing it from the beginning and sticking crazily to he's a vampire, like, there should be more mystery
to doubt to it.
Yeah.
Kind of like how in that Elm Street remake where they think maybe he didn't kill and molest all those kids, but then he actually did.
Oh, man.
What a pointless fucking turn in that movie. But yeah, it's one of those things that, it's kind of like what you're saying, that the path is almost too straight. He sees him, very first observation, oh, he's a vampire. Like, literally the first time that we see Dandridge in the movie,
he had a casket with him.
Yeah. Oh, it's like, oh, he's definitely a vampire.
Definitely.
It's almost too easy to confirm and stuff, where, like you said, if there would have been an element of doubt, obviously all the other people in the movie are doubting him, but if us, the viewer, too, would have been like, I don't know, he might have just seen too many scary movies. That could have been cool.
Yeah. Much more interesting.
I think so. But, I mean, like I said, either way, I feel like this could have been a short as a part of an anthology or a Tales from the Crypt episode or something like that, and could have wrapped up a lot more tidily. I feel like there's just so much space in this movie where I'm just not fucking interested, man. I was watching this last night, and it was the kind of thing where I was like, I'd be watching it, and then I'd start like scrolling through my Facebook page or whatever, and I'd be like, oh, shit, Ben, you need to fucking watch this movie. Rewind.
Get on task.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like, before I knew it, it's like my mind would be wandering. I'd be like, let's work on this lick on guitar. Oh, damn it, I need to watch the movie. It just... I know this is a lot of people's, one of their favorite horror flicks, but it did not really hold my attention.
Yeah, I mean, it holds my attention just fine, but I can't overlook any of the major issues, like
stuff that could have made it better.
And Evil Ed irritates me
God, he's
every
so
single time.
fucking annoying.
Yeah.
And maybe if he was surrounded by other,
Yeah.
and maybe if he was surrounded by other, like other characters that were so much better. Like again, if the characters of Charlie and Amy would have been written better, or just played by more charismatic actors that weren't C-list kind of people, maybe it would have been okay to have Charlie in there as just a super irritating, annoying guy. But I mean, when you watch this movie, Evil Ed is like really about the only thing that stands out because he's fucking annoying.
Why? Okay, so the vampires shift. The angrier they get, the uglier they get.
Right.
So when Evil Ed first shows up at Peter Vincent's apartment, he just has like vampire teeth.
Yeah.
But then he gets the cross to the forehead, and then he gets like Bubba vampire teeth
that
are like
teeth, yeah.
huge gaps and like goofy looking.
He does.
The same with the girlfriend.
Yeah.
She, the first time after she's bitten, we see her and she's just really moist.
Yeah, glistening like.
Glistening. And then suddenly she has lighter hair, but like, she looks different. And then like her mouth gets like
real big,
insane and big. And yeah. And then Jerry Dandridge the same. Like each time he gets angrier, he gets more
ghoulish and
vicious
stuff.
looking. Yeah.
Which, again, is kind of cool. Kind of like what you're talking about Dusk Till Dawn. I kind of like seeing vampires as not these suave, debonair, sexy things. But
that's cool.
Yeah, really like hideous monsters.
Yeah.
But, only after a while. Because, like, the first time we see Jerry as a vampire, like when he's biting on Boobs Out Lady.
Boobs Out, yep.
He looks like Prince Humperdink, but with pointy teeth.
Yeah, that's him.
And long fingernails. But then it's like you said, it's like the more enraged and stuff they get, the more animalistic and gross and stuff they become. I think that's a cool feature. I like that.
Yeah, it's like they're having to maintain a glamour.
Yeah.
And if they get angry, then it's hard for them to maintain it.
Yeah. But
so that would mean they always do look ugly. It's just that you can't see it.
Right. But at the same time, it's like, I don't like looking at those big, gappy, nasty teeth. Especially on Ed, who already annoys me anyway.
Uh-huh.
It's just like, damn, get some fucking vampire braces.
You're so cool, Brewster.
Oh, my God. That's exactly what he sounds like, man.
Yeah. And what is that line? Why do they repeat that at the end?
I don't know, man.
The line didn't make sense the first time, and then you repeat it at the end, like...
Because that was a great idea the first time, so 2's probably better.
This is the line that'll stick with people.
Yeah, apparently so, man. I don't know, man. I really wanted to like this movie because I remember the first time that I watched it thinking that it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And again, I see it pop up on people's lists of favorite vampire flicks all the time and stuff. But man, to me, when there's movies out there like fucking Near Dark and stuff like that,
let the right one in.
So, Steve, overall, what are your final thoughts on Fright Night 1985?
Okay, well, if the intent of Fright Night is to associate gayness with vampirism,
monsterism,
then mission accomplished. He definitely does that. I don't know if it's supposed to make us think of gay men as monsters, but it seems to be the only way to take it. It's not a positive. I hate Evil Ed.
Awful.
I hate Charlie Brewster.
Yeah, awful.
The only interesting character to me is Peter Vincent.
Yeah, totally.
Jerry Dandridge is also fine, but we don't get enough about him. We don't get enough of his backstory. I think this could have been a much better movie. That being said, it's not the worst movie.
No, it's watchable. It's very
infinitely watchable,
yeah.
And I mean, it's better than Saw, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, I've liked it. It's better than Jeepers Creepers
for sure, by far. So, I think okay. I would say this is a middle of the road movie. I would say if I had to rate it as anything, I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Okay, 4.5. I think that's pretty fair. Yeah, I'm with you. The characters in the movie, I just could not give a damn about them. I really didn't. I like Peter Vincent. I thought he was cool. Could have even been played a little zanier, I guess, but that's fine.
It would be hard considering how serious everyone else is playing.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing is like. Evil Ed's silliness factor is out the wazoo, and everybody else is like pretty fucking serious in this movie. I wish that it would have either I wish it would have either gone all out full serious, like I Let the Right One In,
Yeah.
or gone all out fucking silly, like let's say a Once Bitten.
Okay.
Another 80s vampire flick.
Or My Best
like
Friend's a Vampire.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it could have had some fun. It was the fucking 80s. It's teenagers, vampires. You could get silly with the whole, let's hire this guy who was just in vampire movies to help us hunt this. They could have gone full silly with it, and that would have been fine. Or, like I said, they could have gone all out serious with it and made something cool out of it. I also think that it really just would have been best as a fucking 30-minute piece of an anthology or Twilight Zone episode.
Shorten it up.
Yeah, I think that would have been fine.
Tighten everything up.
But really, honestly, the last 20, 30 minutes of the flick are pretty fucking badass.
Yeah.
The practical effects and stuff are ridiculously sick and very inventive. Very unlike the rest of the movie, honestly.
Yeah, they must have spent a lot of time thinking about that last 30 minutes.
I almost think like they thought about the last 30 minutes of the movie first, and then they're like, what's some story we could write to get us
How
here?
can we get to that point?
Yeah, exactly. Because like there's really some cool shit. Like I said, between all the cool deaths and then the whole do you want to kill your girlfriend thing. It's pretty twisted and fucked up, but golly, it took a long time to get there. And this movie is, what, an hour 40?
Hour 45, it seems, I think.
I just remember multiple times last night watching this and, hitting pause on Hulu and being like, oh, damn, there's 50 minutes left in this movie. And then being like, a while later, pausing and being like, God damn, there's 45 minutes left in this. I mean, literally.
It was the
just
longest
like,
5 minutes.
It really, really was. So, I don't know. Could have used some severe editing and stuff, but I do have to give it props. So it was awesome special effects. And I do love 80s stuff. I'm going to go 4.
4
on this one. I'm going to go 4.
Very acceptable.
I want to watch the remake. I feel like maybe I saw the remake, but I don't know. Maybe when I said I thought I had seen this before, maybe I actually saw the one that came out in like 2011 or something. Wasn't it?
2011. Anton Yelchin is in it. David Tennant, Colin Farrell.
I mean, maybe
it's got better actors by far.
Yeah, maybe I saw that one, and this was actually the first time I saw this.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I also want to see it. I've heard that David Tennant plays like a Chris Angel type.
Okay.
So he's the Peter Vincent in the movie, but he's Chris Angel.
Awesome.
So that's interesting.
I'm into that.
I like Colin Farrell a lot.
Does he play the Dandridge character?
Yeah.
See, that could work.
Yeah.
That could work. He's got the charisma and the eyebrows.
He does have those eyebrows.
Big old bushy eyebrows. Yeah, so 4 from me, 4.5 from you. It's watchable, but I don't really understand why this is a lot of people's favorite vampire flick.
I think, maybe it's just from, you remember it from seeing it before, and it's like, oh, that seems groundbreaking. It's a meta movie, etc.
Yeah.
But, you watch it again now, and I don't think it has the impact that a lot of other great vampire movies do.
Lost its luster with time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Steve, next week on the show, we're going to be keeping going with our no vampire theme.
We're going to be doing John Carpenter's Vampires.
Sick. Now, I've never seen this before, so...
Oh, okay, good.
I'm excited to watch it, because I love me a John Carpenter.
It's got crazy conservative James Woods in it.
Oh, well, Jamie Woods, huh?
And if he hears that I said that, he'll probably go after us on Twitter, as he just... He's constantly warring with everyone on Twitter.
He is apt to just come at you tweeting.
Yeah.
He'll tweet you.
But, I mean, he's James Woods, so him being crazy works really well in this movie.
It works okay. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to seeing it, because I do love John Carpenter's flicks and stuff. Is it better than, what was that other one he did? Prince of Darkness?
Prince of Darkness?
Which I've never seen either.
That's not a vampire movie.
Oh, it's not? I thought it was.
It seems like it would be.
Okay.
But it's actually about Satan himself.
Beelzebub.
And quantum physics.
I'm already into it.
Yeah.
I've heard it's terrible.
I love Prince of Darkness. It is considered probably John Carpenter's last
good one, right?
Good horror movie.
Okay.
So.
But next week will be John Carpenter's Vampires. I'm looking forward to watching that. That's not the one with fucking Bon Jovi in it, is there?
No.
Which one's that? There's a vampire movie with Bon Jovi.
Is that 30 Days a Night? Or I don't remember. Which one is Bon Jovi in?
Yeah.
Or he's a vampire.
Maybe these wonderful Dead and Lovely listeners can write into us and let us know. Where can they reach us, Steve?
Well, you can always email us, deadandlovelypod@gmail.com.
It's a fact.
You can find us at Dead Lovely Pod on Instagram and Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
You can join our Facebook group on the Facebooks, Dead and Lovely Horror Podcast.
There's so many to choose from.
And you can find me on the tweets and the Instagrams at Steven Spratling. It's Steven with a V, the only way to spell it.
There are no alternatives.
No other ways to spell it.
You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Ben Eller Guitars. And I'd also strongly encourage you guys to subscribe, rate, and review our show. Helps us out a ton. We really appreciate all the strong reviews you guys have given us so far. So be sure to go on iTunes. It just takes a second to rate and review this podcast. Make it G-rated or else they will not post it.
If you're wondering what to write, though, you could just write better than Ric Flair.
Yeah. Woo! Woo! Be sure to tune in next week for Jan Carpenter's Vampiros.
Bye.
Bye now!
I thought I had something.